Welcome to Ridge Life. I'm Tim, and today we are back at the log home build site. We are going to do some magic. What kind of magic, are you ask? We're going to install some motion detector light switches inside the home. Going into the pantry here, you can see we've already installed one of these motion detector lights. Look at that, automatically comes on, and it's just a simple little motion detector just inside the door. Light comes on, instant light. All you got to do is close the door and it will turn off all by itself. We're in the mudroom now. We've got this utility closet and it already has one of the sensors in it as well. So look, put my hand in here, light comes on, all the extension cords, tools, everything Grandma Carol needs to take care of the log home right inside here. But we have got 3 more applications we want to install these sensor switches. We've got 2 closets, master bedroom and loft bedroom. We've also got the mudroom. And the mudroom's a little bit different. It's a 3-way because you can turn on the switch right there or you can turn it on the other side of the room as well. So we'll put the sensor opposite the back door so when you walk in, light comes on, or you can just flip the switch on the side to turn it off as well. Coming up to the loft area, we have got our loft closet over here in the corner. We are still getting everything moved into the log home here. Again, construction still always ongoing. But you can see we've already got our cover off our switch. Now, first thing we gotta do is get our power off. We need power off so we can do this safely. So we'll have this, turn the circuit breaker off downstairs, make sure there's no power in here. Of course, it'll be very, very dark, and then we'll get this switch changed out. We're at the breaker panel in the mudroom, and I've got a breaker labeled upstairs lights. Let's hope that's it. Turn that off. Let's go upstairs and make sure the power is off using our meter. The tools we're going to need for this job are very, very simple. We need a Phillips screwdriver, standard screwdriver. We may need a stripping tool. This is an electrician stripping tool for stripping the wires back. I think these already come pre-wired and pre-stripped, which makes this really, really easy. And of course, we're also going to need a meter or a voltage detector to make sure the circuit is de-energized. Yeah, I turned the breaker off, the light went off in the room. I want to make sure it is de-energized. And the unit we're going to be using today is very, very compact. This is from Lowe's. It is a Maestro Lutron. This is the model MS-OPS2-AL. And this is a single pole motion detector switch. And it comes with everything you're going to need. See, it comes with wire nuts and screws. And we have the sensor itself. You can see here's the motion sensor, little push button to deactivate it. And looking on the back, it does come pre-wired for termination, which is great, great, great. Of course, instructions if you need them. If you've never used a meter before to verify something dead, it's very, very simple. You want to put your meter on AC volts. That's got the little wavy line. And then you want to live dead live. You want to verify your meter works by putting it on a live circuit, a receptacle in a different room. Make sure it reads 110 volts, 120 volts. Then you take it over to your circuit you want to verify dead. Verify from the line to ground is 0 volts potential, not 110 or 120. Then you take it back to the source you originally checked the live and make sure it still works. That makes sure your meters work, your line leads work, and you are safe. That's very, very important. Because our switch already has the wires pre-wired to it, we don't need these wires coming off the switch that's previously installed. All we need to do is pull out the wire nuts, and then we'll wire nut our new wires to these, install, and test. Our new switch mounts with a sensor up. First thing I'm going to do is put our large red wire nut on the ground. And then we've got the 2 black wires. Again, this is a line switch, just has hot going in and out. The neutral's back there, wire nutted together. So I'll just use 1 wire nut on each of these 2 lines, and then we'll install it into the receptacle box and put the cover on it, and we will test it out. We've got our wire nuts pushed to the back. Now all we've got to do is push the switch right where it needs to go. Use the long screw that come with it. The long screw is going to then go right in the hole for the box. And once we get both of these in, then we can put the small little screws in, the top holes, get that covered up. Only then can we power it up and test it. Now comes one of the most important parts of this job. I mean, it is a utter must. You will just totally mess up any electrician in the entire world if you don't do this. This is the key. So when you're putting the plate screws on, see how I got this one vertical? and this one horizontal, oh my gosh, never ever do that. They need to be either both horizontal or both vertical. I'm in the notion I like them both vertical. So, boom, vertical, vertical, ready to power up. Now for the moment of truth. We've got the circuit breaker on downstairs. Let's check motion and see if the light comes on. Boom, we have got light, eureka. Now, very, very simple to set up. Now with the MS-OPS version, which we bought here, there are more options. This is pretty sweet. So if you hold down the main switch, the main button right here, until the light lights up, whenever it flashes one time, just like that right there, that's test mode. Wait till the second time, that will be a 1 minute delay. So that means whenever the motion sensor goes off, the light will stay on 1 minute unless it sees motion again, then it will turn back off. You can go 3 flashes is 5 minutes, 4 flashes is 15 minutes, and 5 flashes is 30 minutes. In this closet here, 1 minute is fine. You'll be making motion in front of it the entire time, and it will stay on. When you walk out, we don't want the lights on for more than a minute, so I'm not going to be coming in that often. Now with this one, there's also more options. Now we bought these for all areas, so this is just the ones it came with. So there's sensor mode, 1 flash, which is default, auto on and auto off. That's occupancy mode. If somebody's in the room, it will be on. That's default. Okay, you can set it up for manual on and auto off. So you turn it on manually in the room, and it will automatically go off after the delay you set before. And by the way, 5 minutes was the delay by default. We changed ours to 1 minute. The next advanced option is motion sensitivity low and motion sensitivity high. Now motion sensitivity high is default, and there's also return all settings to default. And that's the third way of doing this. You can return all settings to default. So there's the main switch here, and if you take this cover plate off, there's a button on the side. You push both of those and hold them. That's how you get to the next advanced settings. For the master bedroom closet, same thing, I changed the setting to 1 minute on the reset. We walk inside, boom, we've got light. Now let's move on to the 3-way in the mudroom. That one's a little more difficult. The mudroom switch is different in that it's 3-way. Most light switches in a closet, you've got 1 light, you've got 1 switch. You turn it on, it says on, the light's on. You turn it off, the light goes off, it says off. But a room that has multiple entrances, like our mudroom here, has 3-way switches, meaning I can turn this switch on, the light comes on. I can leave the room over there, turn the light switch off, it goes off. But someone else come back in over here, turn it the opposite direction from on before, and the light comes back on. So no matter which entrance you come in, the light can go on and off. And that's taken advantage of by this blue wire right here. This 4th wire, if you will. Okay, so you've got your regular switching power, and then this blue wire allows power to always be on the switch. That way when you turn it off, and the one side goes dead, this blue wire is going to again allow power to stay in here to switch back to the other side. So all we've got to do, now this room's already set up for 3-way, so it's very simple. We've got 2 black wires, a blue wire, and a green wire. So we'll set these back up, get this one set. We're probably going to leave this one at the 5-minute reset. The closets we left at 1 minute, but this one we're going to change to 1 minute. We're going to keep this at the 5-minute because we don't want it switching so often. This mudroom, you'll be coming in and out. So she may leave for a minute and a half, come back in. Leave for a minute and a half, come back in. We don't want this thing switching all day long. It will wear out that much quicker. So 5 minutes is probably going to be a better number for us for the mudroom switch. So let's go ahead and get this installed. Again, 4 wires. Now, I did fail to mention earlier, these come with this little wire that grounds the outside case. You want to also attach that to the green ground. Now that you've got your 3-way sensor switch wired up on that side, the new switch, you have a tagged wire, which means you know which one it is. And the other 2 are called travelers. They're the ones that switch back and forth, and you got your ground wire. Well, what makes this more difficult is now you have to go in to your opposite side 3-way switch and modify the wiring. That way the sensor can turn on, turn off with motion, and this one will still turn and turn it off. You can't leave it wired for regular 3-way. So what you've got on 3-way switches is you've got a black terminal and 2 brass terminals on the top. The black terminal we're going to disconnect, okay? Well, you actually can wire your tagged wire. That's the tagged wire that's over there. You know which one's tagged. You wire it in there. Then you take off one of your travelers, usually the top opposite side, and you wire that nut together. So really all you're going to use is the black wire for the tagged and one traveler. This side's empty. You got your ground wire, and that's going to make this go on, light go on, and then after a time it will go off by the sensor. Come back over here, do it again, and then the sensor can also work. It sounds difficult, but remember, black wire, tagged, and one of the travelers, and then one on the brass, so nothing on that side. On that side, you wire it just like the instructions say. You have two travelers, the tag, and the ground. Very, very simple if you follow the instructions. All right, final test of the Mudroom three-way switch. Let's walk in the room. Boom, we've got light. Let's go over here to the three-way, turn it off. Okay, goes off. Now, if we left the room and came back, it would come back on, or I just push the switch, boom, light comes on. Come back over here, light goes off. Again, motion sensor works. That's how you're supposed to do it, guys. Wow, that was, it seems more difficult than it is. You can do this, I promise you, you can do it. Hope you enjoyed watching us make magic in the log home. That's right, we got those motion sensor closet switches installed and that pesky three-way switch, motion sensor switch in the mudroom. I know it seems a little more difficult than it is, but you will get it if you follow the instructions. Don't forget to tape up your leads. Don't leave any exposed conductors when you're putting those switches back in the wall. Okay, guys? I appreciate every single one of you. Like today's video, give it a big old thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to RidgeLife, take the time to do so now. Hit the notification bell to be notified anytime a new video comes out on RidgeLife. Until next time, guys, I hope everyone has a blessed day, and go RidgeLife.